Hello everyone and welcome to another bins video. We are back at the Hampton bins here in Virginia. And as you can see, my cart is already full of books. Don't worry, that will be a video later on. The first thing I pull out of this bins is actually something that's going to go in the cart. It is a Savage X Fenty one-piece, like onesie, adult onesie. It still has like the little hang tag on it, but it doesn't have the actual tag on it. But that's going to go in my cart because it's the bins, and I know we're kind of going out of the season, but it's still cold in some places, which is why I am also going to be putting this Columbia piece into my cart. I know it's a size small, and not everybody picks up smaller sizes of Columbia, but I do because I do have luck selling them in my eBay store and also on Whatnot. So if you are new, I actually offer up all of the clothing that I get at the bins first on Whatnot for $2 a piece, and then whatever doesn't sell on my Whatnot goes up on eBay. And that was because I have very low bins pricing at my bins. It is $1.59 per pound. And then if I get more than 20 pounds, $1.29 per pound. So most things are $1 or less. And because I know not everyone has a bins by them and not everyone has cheap sourcing opportunities by them, I decided to go ahead and offer everything up on Whatnot first, so you can either get some cheap inventory for yourself or you can just get something nice for yourself, because I do wash everything before I put it up on Whatnot. And then whatever doesn't sell on Whatnot is going to go into my eBay store, because everything I'm picking up at the bins is something that I would personally put in my eBay store. Now, I know not everyone's business model is the same and not everybody likes to sell the same things. So if you just want to come hang out on the live, cool. If not, also cool. But you saw me put that horse sweatshirt on the side of my cart, and that is because I wanted to look it up and see if it was a brand that was good to resell. I mean, I could also have done it as a style pickup, but I decided because we are now going into warmer weather that I was just going to go ahead and leave it behind, because it would sell, but it would probably sell, at the end of the year instead of, now. So I decided to just go ahead and set that back. Normally what I do when I'm here at the bins is anything that I want to look up is I put it on my handle of my cart, or I put it in the top of my cart. The top of my cart was full of books, so that wasn't an option this time, so it went on the handle. And that's just so I remember to look it up before I leave, and I don't just end up checking out with a bunch of stuff that maybe isn't worth picking up here at the bins. I did actually get to the bins today at 9 o'clock in the morning. I normally start my day off at the books here at the bins. And ooh, this is interesting. What is this? This is actually Vintage Dress Barn. And you're like, Dress Barn? Yes, Dress Barn. No. The reason I'm picking this up is because the mob wife aesthetic is currently on trend right now, and this fits the mob wife aesthetic. And not only that, it is vintage, and it is a full button front and a larger size. So it is a vintage full button front from the 90s. It's Vintage Dress Barn. I have good luck not only selling full button front dresses like this, but I also have great luck selling vintage. So it has enough things going for it, and the size is great, that I absolutely was going to pick that up. I was not going to leave that behind. I did check there to make sure all the buttons were there, because that is important. It does look like all the buttons are there, but the bottom one had been replaced at some point. So if it does get listed, it needs to be disclosed. This, I know we're nowhere near Christmas, but somebody made this by hand. It says Merry Christmas. It's like a little banner that you can hang in your doorway or on your porch. It is a poly cotton, so they had a whole bunch of like little poly cotton triangles there. I just thought it was adorable, and if I don't buy it, nobody's gonna buy that, and it's gonna get thrown away, and somebody made that. So I know it probably won't sell on the Whatnot, and I know that if I put it in my eBay store, it probably won't sell until later in the year, but you know what, maybe it'll sell in July, because Christmas in July is a thing. But a lot of the things that you see me pick up are also like, I can't bear to see it get thrown away. I wanted to show you all that. I thought that was very funny for a brand name. But some things I will pick up because I personally, it hurts my soul to see it go away. Vintage and handmade items are primarily my weaknesses there. Again, if it's not part of your business model and you don't want to deal with it, don't deal with it. But for me, I do have an issue with sentimentality. I can't be that cutthroat business bro. That's not my jam. But I know that there are some of you here that do appreciate that, especially there are some crafters that watch my channel that probably would appreciate me saving that. I also have a lot of luck when I find quilts of repairing them and reselling those as well. I like to pick those up. I sadly did not find one today, but it's always a good day when I find a vintage quilt at the bins that I can resell, because a lot of them sell for over $30, some of them closer to the 100 mark. It just depends on the size and the style. This is me trying to check to see what this is, and also to see if there's any stains on it. There was. That's a swaddling blanket, if you did not know. If I did not have a house full of stuff and a stash of fabric that already is overflowing, I would have probably picked up that swaddling cloth to use in sewing. But like I said, I don't need it. I don't need it. However, you will see me later pick up some cloth because I can't resist it. This is brand new fabric. I will offer this up on Whatnot first. It'll be a first for me. But that is something that clearly came from a fabric store and nobody used it, and the whole thing got donated. It is a flannel. I know we're going out of flannel season, but if you are a quilter or a crafter and you would like some yardage of a beautiful plaid flannel, that will be available for sale. This is me checking the brand and also see if it's linen. It is not. It's cotton. It did trip me out a little bit. This next piece coming up is an Old Navy Luxe tank top. Now, this is an extra small. I'm going to hold it up to my camera real quick to see if this will fit me, because this is a slightly oversized. It will not. However, I do normally pick up the Old Navy Luxe pieces. However, this is an extra small, and thinking back on it, it probably would have been like, 30 cents and a quick listing, so I probably should have picked it up. But I decided to leave it behind. If it was a larger size, I probably would have just gone ahead and got it. Because while the Old Navy Luxe stuff doesn't sell for a whole lot, it does consistently sell for me on eBay, like all sizes. The extra small does move a little bit slower, but that is also why I left it behind. This piece of clothing was just confusing. Like, I was trying to find where your head goes, and I was struggling. So I think it goes like this, but it's a weird shaped piece of clothing, so that definitely got left behind. This is Kate Hill. It is a velvet vintage double-breasted coat, and if we were going into winter, I definitely would have picked this up. However, because we are going into summer, the sell-through rate for this has tanked, because I could have used keywords like dark academia, it's velvet, it's vintage, so like vintage 90s, velvet double-breasted pea coat. Like, I put it aside just to look it up, but again, because we're going out of the season, the sell-through rate was not there, and the average sale price has dipped some. But definitely would have picked it up, if it was like September, August time. So I'm just going to go through now. I do touch every piece of clothing when I'm digging through the bins. This is a modern sweatshirt. If it was a vintage sweatshirt that looked like that, I would have picked that up. I lied. I probably wouldn't pick it up because we're going out of the season. Unless it was like extra cute. If that was not a Frosty, the snowman, if it was just like a cute cardinal animal or something, I probably still would have picked it up now if it was vintage. But I do pick up every piece of clothing when I dig in the bins. That is because at the bottom I have found some really awesome stuff. I have talked about before how I have found gift cards at the bottom of the bins that still had money on them, and I have found vintage handkerchiefs that sold like immediately for $45. If you find an Amelia Pucci handkerchief, those do very well. If you don't know who Amelia Pucci is, Amelia Pucci was a well-known mod designer, so someone who was popular in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and he was known for his absolutely brilliant mod patterns, like go-go style patterns. Very beautiful, very vibrant colors. Like, if you think of like a 1960s go-go girl, you're probably thinking of a woman wearing an Amelia Pucci dress. So his stuff, from the handkerchiefs to the dresses especially, can go for a lot of money. I did try to find a brand on this, but then I found a stain instead, and you will watch me yeet this as soon as I realize there's a stain in there. Nice. But these felt, before I found that stain, They felt like a nice pair of swim bottoms. I've talked about before how I have branched out into trying to do swimwear, and I'm still trying to find like under things. This is for 2016, so 8 years old, not old enough to be vintage, so that went over there. I don't find a whole lot of under things that are not dirty drawers at the bins. But I have hope. I have hope one day I will get to the bottom of a bin and there will be a green Lululemon sports bra in my size just for me. We're trying to manifest here. Has an Anna and Elsa pillowcase. And I just like to be super thorough too. It makes me feel like I did a good job. This is just a cute little green baby thing. I was trying to see if it was vintage. It is, but it's also horribly stained because, you know, it's a baby thing and babies are messy. They're just cute little pooping machines. This is Style & Co. I was hoping it was Johnny Was, but, you know, that's probably never going to happen at my bins. Maybe if I lived, you know, somewhere up in New England, or if I lived down there in Texas or Florida or somewhere in California. I don't find Johnny Was very often here. I found it a whole 2 times the entire time I've been a reseller, but I see people find it way more often than I do. This is American Eagle. That is a soft and sexy tee. I probably also would have picked that up if it wasn't also an extra small, but that is because I like it. They're soft and they feel nice. This is Wallflower, which is like a juniors brand that's, I believe, sold at like Kohl's or something. I just thought the style was cute. If it was the Serape fabric, oh look, we're sideways now. Hold on, let me fix you. There we go. Sorry, I smacked y'all around a little bit and got y'all wonky there. Again, if we were going into fall, would have picked that up because that is actually vintage, but it is also a size small. It's a 90s, like that's peak 90s right there, like a horizontal striped turtleneck in those colors, peak fall 90s of some time. Like, I don't know how many people I saw in the 90s wear something like that, especially with like a pair of high-waisted mom jeans and like a headband. Totally that. So we're just going to keep digging in here and see, this is handmade. And if it wasn't so grody, I probably also would have picked this up and I could have used it to upcycle like a denim jacket, but it was very gross. So I decided to let that go. Now, if this was not Christopher Newport University, I probably would have picked this up. So a lot of universities, if it's like Under Armour or Nike or Reebok, branded, I will still pick up that stuff because it will sell. Christopher Newport University is my alma mater, and I don't know a whole lot of people that are looking for that online. It has to be like a more well-known school, except for Virginia Tech. It has to be a vintage piece for me to pick up anything Virginia Tech because that is so oversaturated. Virginia Tech merch is probably one of the most oversaturated, under-desired clothing, university clothing possible. Now, this is a vintage t-shirt, but it was horribly stained. And there's no shade to Virginia Tech. My brother is a Virginia Tech alumni. He got his degree in chemical engineering. I'm very proud of him. Very smart man. This I put on the side because it felt like linen, and I wanted to see, I don't know baby clothes very well. I know vintage baby clothes. I can tell when something is vintage baby clothes, but I don't know modern baby clothes brands that are still good to sell. So I wanted to look that up later. I did throw that back because it is like Monty Baby or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I even checked the kids' clothes here. I will pick up an occasional kids piece from the bins. I picked up a couple of, this is Victoria's Secret, but it's from their workout line. I will pick up vintage baby here at the bins. I will also pick up modern kids clothing, like I've picked up Lacoste here at the bins before. So this is a pair of vintage pants. These are made in the USA. They are rayon, but you can see the style here. So these are a pair of wide leg, very swishy pants. It says it's a size 10. It is a vintage size 10. from probably the early 90s. So this is probably more of a modern size, like 4 or 6. So it's a size small. But wide leg is super on trend. They're vintage. They're black. And I know not everybody likes photographing black clothing, but I can put dark academia in the title. I can put goth. I can put emo. Well, not emo. Kind of goth, because goth has a big range there. So I will put not emo. I'll put goth. I would put emo if it was like a grungy style of black there. But that's me personally. You do you. I feel like that would go for more dark academia and goth than anything else. But I just thought they were beautiful, so I would give those a try. That was 100% a style pickup. Speaking of style, I'm so sad that somebody decided to crop this, and then even sadder that they spilled bleach on it. I could probably sell that still, but that would make it take a while because it is somebody cropped a men's shirt. I'm sure a very stylish lady did that and then got bleach on her stuff. So I just went ahead and passed on it because that was vintage Tommy jeans, which again makes me sad. That is super stained and gross. This is new at tags. It's something that I'm sure some I'm thinking teacher because I was thinking Sunday school because it was a church. It was a religious expression, and so I set that aside. I'm sure I could have sold that too eventually because it was new tags, but I'm going to pass on it because I'm not a member of that church. And that feels a little weird to me. This is also vintage. This is vintage Old Navy. I wanted to turn it inside out so I could get a understanding of the style. So this is probably very early Old Navies. My guess is it's probably from the 90s based on the style, so I just decided to pass on that. Mostly because it was horribly pilled. Once I realized that it was super pilled and I was going to have to sweater shave it within an inch of my life, I just passed on it once I turned it right side out. I don't know what this is. I think it's a tea towel and a pot holder at the same time, but there was no place to put your hands on the pot holder. This... I threw it to the side because it took me a second to register what the shirt said. Sometimes I'll look at something and it takes a while for my brain to catch back up with what's going on with my eyeballs. This says Comme des Garçons. So this is Play by Comme des Garçons, which is a Japanese designer. Play is one of their sub-brands, so it's one of their more affordable tiers of clothing. There's the correct tag and the right logo. This thing is very stained though. I was trying to show you the Comme des Garçons little heart. That is what they're most known for, their most known logo. This thing had some severe yellowing in the collar and under the arms. I will hopefully be able to get that out. I'm willing, because this is a lightweight shirt, to pay $1 to see if I can get the stains out, because if I can get the stains out, it's like a $35, $40 shirt. So I will do my tried and true anti-stain method and see if I can get that out. If I can't, it was $1, and I think the potential profit there is worth the attempt, especially since that is actually my first time finding Comme des Garçons. And now I can check that off of my unicorn list. So there's also that. There's also me wanting to do that as well. So this is me trying to check to see what the brand is, because it does have a, what's it called? Dry cleaning tag on it. But that was not a brand that I would pick up. This is me trying to figure out if this is a shirt or pair of shorts. Does Editing Bob know? Nope, sure don't. But that's what I was doing. Do I remember what it was? Also no. So if you see, I talked about how I pick up every piece of clothing. The pieces of clothing, the detritus at the bottom there, it's all socks. So I just left that there. This is a really cute pillowcase. If I could find 2 of them, I would have got them, because I thought that was actually beautiful. I thought those pillow covers were absolutely beautiful. This is very heavy. And this is a new to me brand. This is actually, I think, a mid-tier designer brand. This is a Log and Look dress. It is very heavy. So this dress will not be up for $2 because it costs more than $2 for me to buy this dress. But Show and Tell Bob, Haul Bob How many bobs am I going to talk about in this when it's still just me? Hall Bob, we'll talk more about that brand later on, but I will start that off at $5 just because it costs me more to do that. Just like, see, this is Virginia Tech. Could not sell it for 25 cents. Brand new with tags, Virginia Tech shirt. That's why I said I do not pick up Virginia Tech. This is Army jacket. I could have probably sold that, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe I shouldn't. Like, I will pick up super vintage ones, but I don't know Militaria that well. So I just went ahead and left that behind. But I think what I'm going to do now that we've reached the end of this bin is give you over to Hall Bob that I struggled to mention earlier, and she will show you what I picked up. Welcome to the haul, y'all. I'm actually going to start this off by showing y'all 2 t-shirts that my mom wanted me to resell, so they will go towards my Bronco Fund. The first one is this Pink Floyd. It's not a vintage t-shirt. It's a brand new shirt that my mom bought. She's like, they were on clearance. I figured you could do something with them. She tries to support me any way she can. She's lovely. So this is a unisex size small, so men's size small. It would fit me, but I don't need any more black t-shirts for sure. So this is supposed to be like the Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd t-shirt. And then this one, also a brand new shirt. She saw that I will also sell like anime t-shirts, so she gave this to me as well. This is Naruto and has the whole cast there, or almost the whole cast, and this one is also a size small as well. So 2 t-shirts, I know, you know, men's size small, unisex size small. This is the size that I wear, but those will go up for sale on Whatnot. Just like everything else, if you are new here, I do go live almost every Thursday unless I need a break or there's a holiday. Live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. If you would like to join me, I'd love to have you. All the clothing, our $2 starts. But I'm doing more than just clothing, and there is one special piece of clothing that will be a $5 start just because it is a heavier piece of clothing. And those will be at the end. So this item is, well, I guess technically this should also be $5 because it is heavier, but I'm not going to worry about this one because it's not that much heavier. But this is a Savage X Fenty. It is a size US 4 to 6, so a size small. This is a women's one-piece onesie, but it's like a cozy onesie. So it has the full zipper, it has the little like thing where the tag was, and it is Savage X Fenty there. It also has Savage X Fenty on the little thingies, and I have never found Savage X Fenty ever. So I thought this was great. So if you would like to be cozy warm, there is this. I'm sure this probably is sold on the website for like $90. That stuff is very expensive. And my phone just fell down, but that's okay. That's not important. This next piece, oh, I'm so excited about this. I love selling stuff like this. This is Vintage Dress Barn. It is a women's size 14. I think this would be like a modern size large. It does have all buttons present, but the bottom button looks like it was switched out, so that it's not the original button because it is different from all of the other ones. So I don't know if that was on purpose or if someone switched out a button, but these are all 2-hole buttons, and then the one at the bottom is a 4-hole button. So it looks fine. I'm sure nobody would really notice, but you would just have to disclose that it's different, because if you don't, someone will complain. But this is a full maxi dress. Now, I would recommend wearing a slip with this if you're going to wear it as a dress. The common thing to do in the 90s was, one, you could wear this just as a dress without a slip and just show your underwear, because we have bralettes now that is totally normal thing to do. But a lot of people in the 90s would actually get these full button front dresses that were sleeveless and wear it as like a duster, because, you know, that wasn't a normal thing then. So they would get like a full button front maxi length sleeveless dress and then just wear it as like an over thing. I don't know. I just love this style so much. But yeah, this would be like a modern size large, even though it's a size 14. So just definitely put your measurements if you decide to get this to resell, because that's what I always do, just to make sure nobody is surprised. Because there are differences between vintage sizing and modern sizing, if you did not know that. Sizing for women was deregulated in the 80s, so that because retailers realized that if they got to put a size different than the original size, then they sold more stuff because women like to feel like they were smaller. So that is why we have vanity sizing, and that's why sizes are different. It doesn't matter. Sizes are different for women's clothing based entirely on who makes it. And there can be literally 2 inches of difference between them. So if you ever run into that fact where you're like, I can't find my size, none of these are the same, just know that capitalism is the reason why. And if you were pre-1980s, you could just go into a store and it would have the size that you are familiar with, and they would all be the same. Yay! Next item I am going to show you is another vintage item as well. Same thing. Again, this says it is a vintage size 10, but it is definitely not going to fit a modern size 10. The waist for this is actually a size 14, which again, as I mentioned, is on par with a size 6. It used to be that if you were a model, like pre-90s, a size 10 was actually the normal sample size because it was a modern size 6. Again, more info dumping that I just randomly do, but these are gorgeous. These are a pair of rayon made in the USA wide leg pants. They have 2 layers, so they have the lining layer and then they have the outer, which is polyester, and then they have the outer rayon level, and it's kind of like layered or tiered, which I think is super cute. I really like that. They're like, I don't know. I wish these were my size, or I should say I wish I was still a size 28 so I could wear these. Either way would work for me, but I love these and I definitely would be happy to sell them myself if they don't sell for and whatnot. Same with this. Good, another vintage piece. Now this is something that I decided to pick up. Now if I were to sell it myself on eBay, I would actually cut the shoulder pads out, but I'm going to leave them in for whoever gets this to decide that, if, you know, because I'm not going to be the one that gets first dibs on it. The reason I picked this up is because it is a gorgeous, totally pastel cardigan. So I could put coquette as a keyword for this. I could put pastel goth as a keyword for this. Both of those would work. I think like coquette would probably be more in tune with this, but this is super cute. This is an Alfred Dunner Stunner. So this is definitely a brand that I pick up purely based on style. So I am just letting you know that that is definitely something to look out for. Alfred Dunner still is made and still is in stores, but I like to pick it up based on style. This is LL Bean and an extra large. This is a women's sweater in just blue. Very cute. It has the back zip so you can get into it. This is men's. This is a men's size large. This is 100% cotton. I couldn't believe nobody wanted this. I do believe this is from the 90s. I'd have to do measurements. Actually, I can do that right now. I'm so good. I actually remembered to bring my thing up here. Yes, so this is from the 90s. And the reason why I know it's from the 90s is, one, because of the tag, the Gap tag. This is the 90s Gap tag. I know it looks similar to the modern Gap tag, but it's a styling difference. And then this is from the 90s, and the reason I know this is definitely from the 90s is because of the chest measurement. The chest measurement is a 24, which would be a modern men's size, like extra large, double extra large, just depends on the cut. But this would be, I would put like baggy fit 90s, vintage Gap 90s, and I would also put ditzy floral. And you can tell why I picked it up because it's green. So there's that. It's 100% cotton. More graphic tees. This is a Dragon Ball Z. Rest in peace. The gentleman who created this has passed away this year. But not only has this cute little front hit here, but it also has this amazing back hit. This is a size men's medium. But I picked that up because it's very poignant for this year because they did pass away, and it's a great looking t-shirt. All right, this next item is something that I want to try. I know that vintage sleepwear can do very well, and the brand is Komar. This is made in the USA. I'd have to do measurements to tell you exactly what size it is, which I can actually do right now. Look at me. Here, let me put it on in the shoulders. This is a nightgown. I'm just gonna put it on kind of so you guys can see. So this actually fits me pretty well. So I would say with like fully clothed, so I would say this is like a women's size large. I can't tell you the actual size because that tag has long since been washed to pieces. There has nothing to it, but I saw the puff sleeves, little half puff sleeves here, puff balloon sleeves, and this little lacy ruffle shawl collar here. And I was like, this is too precious. I'm definitely picking this up. Beautiful, like, it's either cotton or poly cotton, but very pastel. You could also put like coquette for this as well, especially with this ruffle collar. It's like this little light pastel pink lace, and then it has a white underneath. It's so beautiful. So especially with a larger size, definitely picking this up. And it has pockets. So that will sell super well if I sell it myself. Of course, you guys get first dibs on it. All right, and the next thing is Old Navy. I picked them up because corduroy sells really well. This is a pair of mid-rise corduroys. Now these are actually from 2010, but they are a flare. Are they a flare or boot cut? I would say a boot cut actually, but they're a pair of boot cut gray size 10 Old Navy corduroys and like a mid-rise. So I picked those up because those will sell for me. Maybe not for you, but for me. Which is why I pick stuff up at the bins, because this is stuff that I would sell. This is, speaking of, this is a Columbia size small. Based on how big this is, it may be a men's. Let me put this on. If it is a, yeah, this is a men's. If it goes on easy, it's a men's size small. So it's a men's size small full zip fleece. There you go, men's size small. Full, but I'm a small size man. I am the average height of a dude. If you did not know, 5'9" is the average height for men, and I think it's either 5'5" or 5'6". It's between 5'4" and 5'6" for women. So that's why everything is slightly too short for me. Some Carhartt. I'm guessing the t-shirt bros didn't want this Carhartt because it is a pair of Carhartt scrubs, I think. I don't know, they look like scrubs to me. Or they're cargo pants, I don't know. They look like scrubs to me. So I know Carhartt does make scrubs. So it's a pair of Carhartt, I'm gonna say scrub bottoms. I've never found Carhartt scrubs before. It is a size small short. So I'm guessing these are women's. Yeah, these are women's. So I picked those up because I am sure those will sell. And this I picked up because if this doesn't sell and whatnot, I will probably cannibalize it to do projects. And that is because this has been cropped. So this is a Nickelodeon size large. Whoever owned this previously, I guess they don't like this. They don't like the hems, so they cut them off. They cut them off the sleeves, and they cut them off the bottom. But not only does it have a whole bunch of 90s on the front, but it has all of the names of the shows on the back. Of course, if I put this on and it doesn't sell, if it doesn't sell and I put this on and it fits me, I might just keep that because I can never have enough 90s cartoons. This I got purely based off of style. I had hoped it was Johnny Was. It is not. But it is definitely Johnny Wubb's vibe. It is Johnny Was vibes. This is a women's size medium. The brand is Lola P. And this is a chambray, I guess? It's chambray or it's a lightweight denim. But absolutely beautiful long sleeve shirt that does have a roll tab sleeve, which I love so much when I wear long sleeves. Here, of course, I washed it and I forgot to take the roll tabs out, but like, look at how pretty that is in the back. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, okay, good. I was going to say, oh no, I put it on and it might fit me. It doesn't. It doesn't fit me in the shoulders, unfortunately, which is normal. But women's size medium, absolutely gorgeous boho piece there. Definitely easy to wear that as a jacket and not just as a shirt. I also pick up skirts when I find them because they do sell for me. This is a Skechers skirt, just basic blue. It does have pockets on the side, which, you know, all women love. I have never met a single woman who has not wanted pockets on their clothing. This is a size large, so going into that season for sure. This is Eddie Bauer. It is a 2XL. It is just a plain red top with a 3/4 length sleeve, but it has this like nice little V-neck with some lace there, like a lace eyelet lace top layer, which I thought was pretty, and I love picking up Eddie Bauer. This is a, I believe, vintage t-shirt. By vintage, I mean probably like Y2K, because it is baby doll size, and Y2K is all about the baby doll size, but it's Santa Cruz, which is a skateboard brand, and this is a women's size medium, but again, it's Y2K medium, so very slim fit, so I could probably wear this, but like it'd be tight. But definitely Y2K vintage again. T-shirt bros didn't want that. I guess they only want men's t-shirts, but I saw a bunch of like Depop girlies there too, so I don't know. This is something I had picked up for my friend, but it didn't fit him, so I will put it up on Whatnot, and if not, I will just sell it on eBay. This is a collaboration with T-Bar and Cotton On, and I picked it up because we went to Osaka, Japan together. Also, it's green and a size large, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. We just finished, I believe, Sakura season, which is the Japanese word for cherry blossom or cherry trees. I don't know. It's Sakura everything in Japan when it's cherry blossom season. So I just thought that that was a really cool graphic. It is a collab. Cotton On is not that expensive of a brand, and they pretty much predominantly only sell cotton clothing. But I really liked it. I hoped it would have fit him because, again, we took a friend trip there, and I thought it would be great. This is a brewery t-shirt. I've talked about how I have really good luck selling brewery items. This is Kona. Kona is a very well-known brewery. It has not only the little front hit there, but it also has the big back hit. This is a men's size small, but I've pretty much, whenever I list beer shirts, even smaller breweries, they instantly sell, but I think it's probably because I price them reasonably, and if you've ever been to a brewery and tried to buy a t-shirt, it's like $30 to $40 sometimes, so there's that. Also, if you would like to buy some flannel fabric, that will also be available for sale. I don't know how big this is. It was originally $8 that was purchased in 2018. So I'm guessing there is at least 2 yards of this. 2 yards of $4 flannel. If you would like flannel, that'll be up for $2 plus whatever shipping is. And now the next 3 pieces are going to be $5. I don't normally do that, but that's because I don't normally pick up something that's this freaking heavy. We're going to do actually this first. So I know in the voiceover section I said that this was mid-tier designer. It is not. It is a French designer. That is what I meant to say, but I said the wrong thing because my brain went derpy. It is Heteroclite or Heteroclite. I don't know how to pronounce it in French. Can you see that label? I saw other dresses listed on eBay for $30 to $50, but all of those were in the UK. I have no idea how this managed to make it across the pond, but there is that. This, these sell for around $20 on eBay. I picked this up because I really liked it. This is a vintage Auger Jans backpack. Like, this is aesthetic AF. Like, this is a vibe. It's all brown. It's brown canvas, really sturdy brown canvas. It does have leather straps, leather pulls. It does have a little green mark here from a pen, but that is pretty much the only flaw. It is exceptionally clean inside. I don't know if I can turn this inside out for you, but it's just super well made. It's got pockets inside. It's got a slip pocket inside
for your like laptop or tablet. It's got an inner zipper pocket. It has another slip pocket on the other side. Like, this thing is covered in pockets, inside and out. And I just thought it was super well made. It is like leather and canvas, and so I'm surprised that these were only selling for $20. The vintage ones were only selling for $20, but I really liked it. So this will be up for $5 on Whatnot, and then if it doesn't sell there, I will put it up for $20 on eBay. Or you can get it for yourself. This is a brand I saw Lori Tata pick up. The brand is Antique Craft. But when I saw this, I thought it was a really nice looking purse. It's like this tan, mustardy tan color. Really pretty. I do believe this is faux leather, but it's in good shape, which is great. Let me see if it has a tag in here, because this doesn't feel like leather. This feels like faux leather. But I just thought it was really pretty. I like the hardware on it. I think that's neat. This is like how you make it a crossbody. If you wanted to make it a crossbody, this is to make it okay, I'm saying this badly. This has 2 styles, okay? You can make it into a tote bag, okay? To where it is just a tote bag. And it is slightly larger. Cool. All right, you can also turn this into a crossbody bag by taking this, undoing the snappy snap, tucking everything inside. Now that I'm trying to do this, it's not going to be fast. You can tuck everything inside, and you can make this into a small crossbody bag. So this is like a multi-style bag that if you don't have it like this, if you have it the other way, which you can totally have it the other way like it was when I first showed you the bag, and then it could be like either or at the same time, but this just makes it a little bit smaller. Again, really cool piece. So I will put this also up for sale for $5 because bags cost me $3.50 regardless, unless like they cut me a deal. So I'm basically, after Whatnot fees, are selling that to you at cost. So those 2 bags, $5. This dress, $5. Everything else will be $2. I hope to see you Thursday, which tomorrow when this video goes out, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, I hope to see you in the next video, and until then, bye! Bye.
Hero, hero, I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero comes, I can hear the drums, and a horse is drawn to the kingdom come through the pale moonlight. Hearts ignite to the core.